I'm Linda Kemp, and I'd like to show you an alternative approach to painting. I'd like to talk to you for a few minutes about interesting ways that you can surround your shapes with color that's a little more interesting, that takes advantage of the intrinsic qualities of watercolor. Let's start by making some shapes. In the last little project, you used one color at a time and made a homogeneous layer surrounding the shape. So this time we're going to do something a little different. First of all, I'll show you the typical mistake that so many of us get into the first time that we make these, and that's surrounding the shape with color or outlining it to begin with, to give ourselves a place to start. By the time we go back and try to add the color into it, the outline has started to dry, and you end up with a nasty halo around the whole piece. So that's not really what we're after. We want a nice even flow of color. So let's look at some ways that we can do that. I'll set that aside, and let's start on some new ideas. I'll pencil in the same sort of leaf shape. We are working directly on the painting on dry paper. So let's start out by doing that. We're going to put the color on, but quickly pull it right out to the edge of the paper and work in a small section at a time. Alternatively, you can add water around your shape, right up to the edge, exactly the edge of your shape, and then drop the color in, allowing the color to flow and move off to the edge. Gives a nice soft edge. It's great to have a combination of hard edges and soft edges in your painting. The next option is to drop in two colors. So I'm going to pre-wet this first and put a little bit more color out. It's a little phthalo blue and raw sienna. You can use any color that you like. Let's get the yellow down first, dropping it in and letting it flow. Let's drop in another color as well, right along the edge, and let it flow down the surface of the paper. So here are our options. We can apply the color directly to dry paper, we can pre-wet the surface of the paper and drop in a single color, or you can pre-wet the paper and drop in two colors to make a graded two-color wash. To show you how closure works, I'm going to start with a new piece of paper. I'm going to paint the first section in with a little raw sienna. And the upper section, I'll use some of this alizarin. And in the third corner, I'll fill in some cerulean blue. Three colors working across the paper. Now you can see how disjointed this looks. The space doesn't flow behind because I have three separate colors on the paper. Let me show you the right way to do it. I'm going to use the same three colors, but this time I'm going to have them flow across the paper, connecting the space up. What we're after is called closure, and it allows the eye to move from one area to another. All right, I've got the area dampened down to begin with. Let's drop in the raw sienna first around my shape, allowing the color to flow. All right, and now I'll drop in a little bit of the alizarin just along the edges of my shape. color around a bit. And now the cerulean blue will be dropped in, again, on each side of the shape. If I have it on this side, I want to put a little bit on the other side. Roll the paper around until the color moves the way I want it. So when you compare the two, you can see how the color moves across the painting and the eye connects up the space so that the color around the shape makes sense. Let's